Since I can recall, I've liked boxing since a very, very young age, like maybe 4 or 5 years old. I can remember actually seeing it on TV once, and I don't know for what particular reason, it just attracted my attention. Yeah, I remember on my first day, I went to sign up, and I can remember seeing my schoolmates that were a few months older than I was, and they were already 15 years old. I can recall the nerves of the day, going to the first time going to the boxing. You know what I mean? You think it was something really exciting for me, because I was like, I can remember waiting years for that day. And yeah, it was obviously the start of a good story, I'd say. Well, I spent like 3.5 years training and developing myself, my skills, etc., learning the basics, and finally did my first official boxing bout when I was 15 years old, which was in July 2007 at a packed out Victoria Stadium. I was super nervous. I can remember not eating anything in the whole day due to the nerves. I lost that fight. I then went 17 straight fights without losing. In those years, I managed to beat a UK junior national champion. I beat a London champion in elite category, which is basically the highest category of amateur boxing there is. I went to the Haringey Box Cup and won gold medal, which is a very prestigious amateur boxing tournament, who the likes of Anthony Joshua, Chris Eubank Jr., Nicola Adams, Katie Taylor, they have all won those tournaments prior to them winning the Olympics. So I'd say in amateur, that was probably my greatest achievement or accomplishment, which I'd say I'm really proud of. Basically, after I won the tournament and I had my 18th fight in Gibraltar versus the guy who won the London Championship, I was set to go to the Commonwealth Games. I'd say there was quite a bit of expectations from me or on me. I definitely was starting to feel pressure, and I basically fell out of love with the sport. There was probably a time where if I thought of stepping into the ring again, I'd feel like anxiety. I just didn't want. If I'm quite honest and frank with you, there was a point in my life where I thought I'd never step into a ring again. And I was convinced I would never fight again competitively. There's an advantage that I have that maybe other people won't have, that I've got a gym at work. Also, one of my childhood dreams, it did take me a bit of work as well to get into there. I finally got that as well when I was 22 years old. I've just started working in the fire brigade. I always kept it involved in boxing slightly, some way or another. And I just decided to try something new, and I started doing kickboxing. After a year or two doing kickboxing, I actually started to feel the love that I used to have for boxing back when I was younger. And I was contemplating making a comeback. But what actually triggered, made me take the final decision to come into boxing again, was when they did the Rumble on the Rock. And they did the professional boxing event where Dillian Whyte headlined the show. As I saw Campbell Hatton, who is the son of the English boxing legend Ricky Hatton. I remember seeing him and thinking, if this guy can be pro, I can be as well. And I remember also on the same day when I was watching the event, some of my friends sending me messages, telling me, I think if this guy can do it, you can do it. And I thought, okay, maybe it's time to get on it again. And so I came back into boxing, obviously with having set my mind on coming back only with the condition of turning pro. picked this place because I know that the Don Principe Boxing Club has lots of experience in organizing boxing shows. They've got lots of contacts and know lots of people in the boxing world. I remember following them as well in social media, and I was seeing that the competitors were always quite active. And I'm thinking, like, if I'm coming back, this is what I need. I need to be active. For me, it's no good having 1 bout or 2 bouts for the whole year. It just isn't good enough. You're never gonna get anywhere like that. So that's one of the reasons that I came or I approached this boxing club. I'm usually in training regardless of whether there's a scheduled fight or not. What changes is that as soon as we have a date, we step up the intensity. I usually do a preparation of 7-8 weeks. Obviously, it all depends how long was my previous fight. For example, in my last fight, I'd come from the Christmas holidays and I'd been a few weeks out on holiday, so I did need a longer preparation. But now I'm ready. For example, I'd just be taking over the boxes, just doing maintenance work. And if you tell me I'll box again, let's say late May, I'll just need six weeks. Recovery is super important. Well, also when I'm in preparation, I've been using the recovery suite at the Body and Mind Wellness Spa and Gym. They've also played a major role in my last preparation. I've been doing the cryotherapy, using the hyperbaric oxygen chamber, helping my body recover, reducing inflammation, because when you train 6 days a week, double session nearly every day, obviously midweek your body is sore, you're tired, so obviously we need to take into account that recovery is key. We always tend to do a face-off after the weighing. I always try to keep calm in those situations. Many boxers get emotional and they're looking at you like with an angry face, like if they hate you. Or I try never to fall for that in that game. I try to keep it cold. In the end of the day, you can hate me, you can get emotional. It doesn't really matter. When the bell rings tomorrow, all the rest doesn't really matter. That's when it counts, you know what I mean? So I try to keep myself cool-minded and level-headed and stick to my game plan and just not fall for it. Yeah, boxing, I'd say, fight week, I would call it a roller coaster of emotions. Like your emotions are all over the place. At some point you're feeling nervous. You're like thinking, I'm gonna box in a few days. You know, you start thinking, or you always have thoughts of the fight not going your way. And then at any other given time, you can be very calm, composed, and confident. You know, as the days pass by and you get closer to the actual day, the emotions vary even more. On the day of the fight, it's pretty much the same, but the intensity of the emotions just get higher and higher. When you get to the venue, you see the people cheering you up, people giving you advice. Everyone knows what you're supposed to do. And yeah, you start hearing the undercard fights. They start. You look in the chat and you see, okay, there's 3-4 fights left for me, whatever. Start getting dressed, you're bandaging, your wraps, you start warming up. And I'd say when the closer I get to the fight, the less nervous I am. I just start getting into my zone. You know what I mean? You just get into it, the time is up, there's no more time for thinking, for training. You know what you gotta do, it's just time to step it up. the crucial point or the key point is the point where the bout before yours finishes, and it's like time is up. It's now. We're going. So you prepare yourself to get out. They announce you. At that point, I'm locked in. For me, the world does not exist. It's myself, my opponent, and the voice of my coach in the background. The bell rang. I did start with a bit of caution. I'd say cautious. I was a bit cautious when I started, just because of what I told you earlier, that I thought the guy would carry some power and it would start fast. But the seconds went by, and I was seeing that he wasn't as intense as I was expecting to be. When he threw some leather and hit my arms and a few times on my gloves, I started to realize that he didn't hit as hard as I was expecting. So then I just started growing in confidence. Started growing in confidence and started pressuring, stepping up the pace, and doing basically what I thought I had to do, which was dominate the center of the ring, pick my shots whenever I felt I needed to pick my shots, make him miss, and make him move around so that he could get tired. I expected him to get tired in the later rounds. By then, I already figured him out, and probably by the third, I'd say I knew I was going to win the fight by stoppage, give or take. And in the end of the third round, I did catch him with a good punch, and I finished with a strong flurry before the bell saved him. And on the fourth, we just built on from where we left in the third. Yeah. And like I said, I knew it was just a matter of time before I was going to get him and stop him, and indeed. after this past fight, we just keep on working towards our ultimate goal, which is basically to win some sort of a belt with one of the major world governing bodies. I wouldn't be able to tell you which specific belt, as there's a few different routes. And if I do manage to accomplish that, then